Hey, what's going on, y'all? Show truly Kevin Key, and today I'm saying that's not off the table. Now, what do I mean by that? I've just been hearing this phrase going around so much about, I'm the table and everything needs to be brought to the table. And I think that sounds good, but in practicality, I don't think a lot of people really realize what being the table means. So, the definition of table is a piece of furniture with a flat top and one or many legs, providing a level surface on which objects may be placed, and that can be used for such purposes as eating, writing, working, or playing games. So, just by that alone says that a table can be used for a wide variety of things, not just what the manufacturer intended it to be used for. I think a lot of tables actually don't know what they're signed up for. For example, my table right now that the laptop's on, it's got my food tray, it's got crumbs, it's got remotes, and sometimes it's got tools. But here's the thing, when you are a table, you got to expect things that you didn't necessarily sign up for. Sometimes this table has to deal with hot drinks, cold drinks. Also, we've had the proverbial people putting their feet up on your table. When I was working on where I stay right now, I end up having tools on the table. And guess what? Sometimes I move that table out of the place where it was into a totally different area. So a table actually has to be very flexible. And guess what? Every time I move this table, it didn't say, now wait a minute, when you bought me, you only said you were going to use me for this. And so when I think about purpose and I think about people, there's all different types of tables. There's construction tables, there's nice tables, there's vanities, there's, kitchen tabletops. There's all types of them, right? But the purpose that they're all designed for is to place things on. Now, depending on your construction, you may be able to handle more weight than another table. But once you were bought, the only way you know what it can truly handle is when people put things on it. So, what in life right now are people putting on your table that you didn't necessarily design or you didn't necessarily sign up for, but now you're just having to deal with it? As a table, hopefully, if you're a really nice table, you're thinking, hey, I want to be put up in the finest of places. But guess what? The nicer the table is, the less it's actually used and the more it's just looked at. I mean, we've all seen this furniture that doesn't really get much use. It's just sitting in a room somewhere. And a lot of times, those particular tables are the most lonely tables because it's only every now and then it gets seen. And it's put up in such a high pedestal that it doesn't even get used. The most useful tables are the ones that have a little character to them. They have a few scratches, they have a few dings, they have a few dents and divots. The tables that are used the most have the most memories around it. As I think about, my fondest memories are around the family table. But that table was used for everything. It was where my dad did bills. It was where my mom wrote out letters. It was where we ate. It was where I assembled different models and tools. That table had a multi-dimensional purpose. So just like the definition, it says it is a flat top, one or more legs providing a level surface. And so when I think about flat top and level, right? Flat means it has to be a solid surface that's not up or down. It needs to be the same so that whatever you put on it doesn't roll off and break. So a table is also something that is trusted to hold whatever is on top of it. Even if you have a ball and you put it on top of a table that is working the way it should, that ball should not roll. So when we think about tables, we have to think about, are you operating in your purpose? It also needs to be able to be leveled in a way that whatever it is can be trusted. And so I think back on that, right? Table. Sometimes the table is dirty. Sometimes the table's clean. Sometimes the table has, food particles. Sometimes it has dust particles. Sometimes it has, soft things like clothes. We sometimes fold clothes on tables. Sometimes it has hard things like hammers. We don't get to choose what we put on our table. We don't get to rewrite and what I mean by we don't get to choose what we put on our table, I'm saying as a table, you don't get to choose what's put on you. As a table, your job is to be able to hold whatever it is. And obviously, we'll find out if you're able to hold it or not based on if you're still standing after what's been placed on you has been left for a while. And some tables can hold weight for a little while, depending on what the material is. And so we think about wood tables. Wood tables are pretty strong, but if you put a lot of weight in the middle, they may start to bow. Metal tables are really good, but if you put a lot of water on it and it's not treated, it's going to start to rust. Plastic's pretty cool, but it doesn't hold up to heat very well. Each table has a characteristic that makes it good or bad for certain circumstances. And so what I want you all to think about is what type of table are you? Because we got to qualify what you truly can be used for. And you got to specify what kind of table you are to everybody else. Because if you don't, it's subject that you're going to get something placed on you that you didn't sign up for. But if you're saying I'm just a table, then hey, you're general purpose. And that means you're telling the world I can deal with hot, cold, hard, soft, whatever it is, and make it work. Today is a day of introspection, y'all. Are you a table or not?